Hello, my name is Noura.
Hello, my name is Halima.
Welcome to What Color is Your Toothbrush? A podcast by student for student.
We are students at Gcet, each from different levels, and we are excited to share our experiences from across the foundation journey.
So, let's go back in time. What did you learn from your foundation year? For me, I realized that ChatGPT was my best friend.
Oh, I learned how to finish a whole assignment in one night, sometimes in 2 hours.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, one of the biggest challenges I faced during my foundation year was the daily commute. My classes run from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And since I lived quite far from campus, I had to wake up very early to catch the bus. The commute alone took over 2 hours each way, which was both physically and mentally exhausting. What made it even more difficult was that sometimes, after arriving at college, I would find out that a class had been cancelled.
Hi, I'm Catherine Nada. The first thing I struggled with was the age and transition because starting college at 17 felt like a really big jump to me. And what made it even harder for me that I didn't have my driving license yet. So I had to depend on my family and mostly my sister, who has her own college to attend. So I got there either too late or too early. Even though I live just 15 minutes away, commuting was still a bit of struggle to me because I didn't always control when or how I got to college. But the biggest and most significant challenge was adjusting to the responsibilities that came with being a college student while still feeling I didn't have full independence yet. But I really learned to manage my time and adapt.
Hi, my name is Haya.
When I was a foundation student, one of the biggest struggles I faced was managing my time. There were so many classes, assignments, and responsibilities that it often felt overwhelming to keep up with. In the beginning, I found it very difficult to balance everything, but as time went on, I learned how to organize my schedule and manage my work better. It wasn't always easy, but improving my time management really helped me succeed and made my whole experience more manageable.
Hello, my name is Farida. I personally didn't find any huge hurdles since I found the college environment very similar to the school's one in terms of subjects and the class environment.
Are you ready? Say whether you think these are truth or false with Haya and Halima.
Okay, so math is the best subject.
Honestly, I think it is because I really did enjoy it.
So it's true.
Yes, true.
Reading books is boring.
That's not true. I really enjoy reading books. It's really fun.
Nice. Listening to music is relaxing.
That's so true. I listen to music before heading to class, which helps me relax.
Wow. Waking up early is hard.
That's so true. I'm not a morning person. I'm a night owl.
Oh. Eating in class is the best.
I honestly don't even eat at college, so
Watching movies is better than reading.
that's true because it's better when you visualize it instead of reading it.
So, first we have a light introduction.
Okay.
It's an honor to have you today in the first episode of our podcast,
Okay.
which is called, by the way, What Color is Your Toothbrush?
Excellent. Excellent title. Excellent title.
So, our guest today is Professor Jeff.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. I've been called many things, but that's no problem. Yes, thank you. and you said it right, so don't worry.
Professor Jeff.
Yeah.
So, we're truly delighted to have you today in our podcast, and we're really excited to listen to your thoughts and insights. And welcome to our podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so
So,
much.
starting with some questions about yourself.
Okay.
First question: who is Professor Jeff?
Ah, that's a very direct question. Thank you. Who am I? I've been in education, 35 years in higher education, so a long time. I started my higher education career long before you were born, 1989.
Oh,
A long time ago.
that's 9 years before I was born.
So I've spent most of my life in higher education. I was a lecturer, a researcher, head of department, director of research, director of quality, deputy dean, vice president, president, dean, head of institution. So I've done all the jobs. So in terms of who I am professionally, I suppose now my identity is Dean and Higher Education Dean in Oman. I used to work in Bahrain, and I was a Vice President there in Bahrain. I have to say I prefer Oman. So that's my professional, who I am. In terms of me as a person, then I'm married. I enjoy many things: sport, tennis, enjoying friends and friendship, enjoying the beautiful scenery of Oman, walking on the beach, walking on the interlock, enjoying the mountains. So that's me.
So
I don't know if that's helpful to you, but that's
it's
me.
okay. It's okay. I told you nothing professional. So since you said you've tried many countries,
Yeah.
how is it like to live and
Oh.
work in Oman?
That's an easier question for me now. I love Oman. I've been here 5.5 years with my wife, and I love it. It's Omani people are friendly, polite, very helpful. They're relaxed people. They welcome you to their country. The country is beautiful. The scenery, the mountains, the sea, the beaches, the environment. I try to keep a green environment, in terms of trees and vegetation. So I love Oman, and I'm very happy here in Oman. I've lived in many countries and I've worked in many countries, and Oman, I think, is like a jewel. People don't know it until they see it. It sparkles. It's attractive. I talk to people in the UK and they say, "Oh, where is Muscat? Where is Oman?" And I explain to them. And I tell people, if you really want to know what Oman is, come to Oman. Then you really understand. So yeah, I love Oman. Wonderful country, wonderful people.
So you said you stayed 5.5 years in Oman?
Yeah, 5.5 so far. Inshallah, more.
Inshallah more. So far, what are your favorite places to visit in Oman?
The beaches I love. I go running, not very fast because I'm old, but I go jogging, running. And my favorite is to go down Shati Al Quorum and Sarouj, and the beach area down by the Hyatt Hotel. So I really enjoy walking, jogging on the beach and around. That's health. I love playing tennis, so I play tennis every weekend with friends of mine. I have to say I've become very Omani. I like going to the shopping malls. I like going to the shopping malls, driving to a shopping mall on a weekend. I enjoy that. I enjoy the Mall of Oman, avenues, all the others, but those are my two favorites. So in terms of what my life is, and also now the weather is getting better, trying to enjoy the friendship of friends in the evening, because as the winter comes, we get more opportunity to go out to cafes and, enjoy the weather in the evening. So I enjoy that. I'm very busy during the week, and sometimes in the week I get very little time. But on weekends where I've got more time, those are the things I like to do.
So, more to the professional aspect since we're done with the personal one.
Okay.
So, what advice do you have for these new students coming to Gcet?
Well, as I said, I've been seeing new students come into universities for 35 plus years, every year. And the first thing that strikes me when students come to the institution that I'm in, if I'm a lecturer or a head of department or a dean, is I'm very proud, and if you like, I'm honoured that people choose to come, okay? Because if people choose to come and join the college, to actually engage with me and my staff, I'm very proud of that. So what advice would I give students? What I would say is, life can go very quickly. So you have to enjoy the moments that you have. So in life, if you join a university, you join a higher education institution, you need to enjoy what you're doing, okay? It mustn't become a burden. It mustn't become too stressful. I'm not saying it won't be stressful, because there are tests and exams and things, and in life that is stressful. But I think we need to enjoy it. We need to enjoy studying. We need to enjoy friendships. I still have friends I went to university with. Many of them retired and old like me, but they're still friends. So enjoy the experience. Engage with everything. Education, social. I really admire what you're doing. I think this is wonderful. I was told about your podcast, and I thought it was wonderful. Why? It's part of the life that you're leading in the college, and it's something that you can enjoy and engage in. So I would say enjoy the moment, enjoy what you're doing. Make the most of every moment, because, as I said, life does go on, and it goes quickly. Year goes after year, so you need to make the most of what's good, and try and make the most. So I would say to students, relax, accept the moment, and also in life we face challenges. We face challenges where things don't go right, and we have to deal with them. We face situations where it's difficult for us because the system doesn't work, or people aren't supporting us as we want. So sometimes we have to just accept that and try and work through it. But what we must not do is get too upset or too worked up or too negative, because that creates more problems. So I would recommend positive mindset, deal with challenges, but know they will go away or they will be overcome, and try and be positive. Things can get better. So don't go backwards when you face a challenge. Try and move forwards, but don't get angry, don't get upset. Just try and deal with the moment. That's my advice. Whether it's useful or not, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very useful because
it's kind of you, but
some students think that it will be harder or more stressful coming to university after 12 years of school.
It is a change.
Yes,
it is a big change.
Some students feel really scared or stressful just by the idea.
And it is a very frightening experience. I remember when the first time I went to university, and it is sometimes overwhelming, and it is frightening, no question. However, after 2 or 3 weeks, you see students become more confident. You see students become more relaxed. You see students becoming comfortable. It's like meeting strangers for the first time. You don't know who they are. You're not comfortable, and then you become friends,
Adapting
and you
with the
become
environment.
comfortable, you know. So for sure, it's very stressful to start a new experience, for sure. I know that. I start new experiences, new countries, new programs. But after 2 or 3 weeks, things are better. And then after 2 or 3 years, or whenever someone graduates, I'm very proud to see them happy. You know, I'm proud to see graduates on a stage receiving their awards. That makes it all good. You know, so I would say to students, yes, it's acceptable to be frightened. It's acceptable to be confused. It's acceptable to not know what the future holds, you know, but don't worry about it, you know. It will pass, and you know, the more that students, if you like, relax and just go through the process, the easier it becomes.
Yeah.
When I say relax, I still want students to study and be working hard, but I don't want them to be too stressed.
Yeah. So that's actually about the second question.
Okay.
The next question.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what makes a student successful?
A student who is proactive and engages in their education is the most successful. So students that, when I say proactive, they don't just sit there and wait for someone to tell them knowledge. They proactively get engaged with their education. You know, they do the reading, they ask questions, they're supportive of other students, they seek help from teachers, they want to know more, they want to do more. So those students are always successful. Just naturally, they will be successful. In education, they call that academic engagement, but in reality, it's about human engagement, you know. And you will be successful. You know, you've engaged in this wonderful podcast, and I'm honoured that you chose to come and talk to me. I'm really honoured. So all of what you're doing is demonstrating a positive, proactive, engaging approach to your education, because whatever we do in life is education. You know, every day we learn things. I learn new things every day. You know, whether I realise or don't, I'm learning. So positive engagement. That's what I would recommend for success.
Yeah. So, since teachers have a significant role in student success, what do you think makes a great teacher?
I think very good teachers develop a relationship with their students in terms of students feel comfortable to ask them questions. They feel comfortable talking to their students. The best teachers take away the barrier between the teacher and the student. They connect together. So if a student feels comfortable, for example, I've been a lecturer for many years. I'm rusty now and not very good, but I was okay, I think. You know, if students feel that a lecturer is giving their best, if students feel the lecturer is trying to help them and support them, then the student will be supportive of the lecturer, and the lecturer will be able to help them more because they feel comfortable and confident. So the best teachers are those that take away the barriers and are supportive of the students and give the students an opportunity to feel comfortable to ask questions, to engage with the subject, the knowledge. Now, the second thing I would say about good teachers is that they should, but it's not always the case, they should want students to be successful. You know, it's like a parent-child. You want your child to be successful. If you're a good teacher, you want your students to be successful, to achieve what they can achieve. I don't need everyone to get 100% in my exam. I don't need that. What I do want is that the students can reach their maximum potential. So if a student can reach this level, I want to make sure they can get to that level, you know. I want to help them. So teachers who want their students to do well, to succeed, are good teachers. You know, teaching is about helping people. It's about giving your knowledge. People enter teaching primarily to help other people. You know, it's their nature. They want to give, not keep taking. I'm not saying that all teachers are like that, because you and I have met teachers in the past, and I've been taught, where we think, I prefer this teacher instead of this teacher. But if you ask me what a good teacher is, those are the things that I think a good teacher should possess, and be able to help the students and want them to succeed.
So since the future changes always, and what do you think, how do you think learning will change in the future?
Well, for sure, the education is changing rapidly, particularly Generation Z, education for Generation Z. The use of technology within education, even in my lifetime, is transformed. You know, I used to use a pen and paper, even before we used computers. And then when computing came along, obviously we started to use all of the technology around computing. And then the internet came into that environment. And the internet brings with it a whole range of knowledge and a whole access to things and people that we never had access to. So education, it has changed over 30 years, last 10 years, last 20 years, because of the use of technology. And then it's accelerating now, because where it was just technology being used to support teaching, now AI, for example, is being used to actually, in some ways, replace education, you know. So we're getting into a situation where, for example, I can ask a question of AI system, and it will give me a very comprehensive answer. Not always accurate, and that is the issue, and not always favorable, and not always appropriate. And the problem we have in the modern age is that it's too easy to acquire what we think is knowledge through, say, an AI system. It's too easy to produce a report by putting in what we want, and the report is automatically generated for us. So education has changed greatly. There's a benefit from having technology. There's also a great danger. So in terms of change, I would say when I went to university and when I studied, I was not supported by technology, and I didn't rely on technology. I just relied on my brain and whatever I have. And it's very, very difficult for students in the modern age, very difficult, because there is too much influence and motivation to use certain technologies that may not be beneficial for education. You know, I'll give you an example. I want to write a report, so I put it into application. It will generate the report for me. But the problem is that report isn't necessarily true or accurate. And secondly, does it really represent my thinking and who I am? Because when you write things down and you create things, they come from your brain and they come from your personality. And if I write papers or a book, my personality and mind is within the text. If I rely 100% on AI, then all I have is a machine that gives some facts, but there is no personality, there is no real emotion or that person's brain and personality in that text. So I think that's a danger. It becomes too easy just to rely on factual gathering. And it may take away sometimes human creativity to think through a problem, think through a solution, put their own genius into that problem, write it down, whether it's typing it, pen, whatever, where you can get it onto paper. So I think students now face many more challenges than I did, many more difficulties, because it's too easy sometimes to not be able to engage with education. So it's changed a lot. I like AI and I like all the generative applications, but they have to be used in a very careful, controlled way in order to support and help education and not to replace it. Okay, because the tools must support human development. They mustn't replace human development, otherwise we become the machines and they become the owners. So I hope that's my view from an old man perspective.
So how does the phrase learning outside the classroom means to you?
It's important. We learn every day we get up and we're doing things, we're learning. We're gaining experience, Sometimes you can't teach experience, you have to have the experience. So learning outside the classroom is very important. There's active learning outside the classroom, the teacher gives an assignment, a project, and someone actively researches and does that project, writes an essay, does a report, does a project, does a presentation. So there's active one. But there's also the natural education outside. We meet new people, we learn from them. We go and we're in new situations, we learn from that. We gain more knowledge of things the more we do something and we engage with that. So, if we're doing a sport, we get better. If we meet friends, it gets better and tighter in terms of relationships. So we're outside the classroom, active learning, which is deliberately trying to study more, and then just natural experience learning, where we do things, we go into new situations, we meet new people. I'm learning now, this podcast and you coming here, this is a learning experience for me as well, and I benefit from it. I'm adding to my experience. So it's very important. We must have an open mind and try and gain knowledge and experience. So very important.
So we were done with the questions, but we still have a quick fire round.
Oh no!
Which is some short questions.
I hope people are still listening. I hope I haven't.
They should be.
They give me another podcast, they say.
So these questions are short. This or that question.
Uh-huh.
So starting with, since you stayed here in Oman,
Okay.
so we would like to ask Omani karak or Omani coffee or karak?
Omani coffee.
Okay. Haris or halwa?
Halwa.
Chips Oman or Pringles?
Chips.
Chips Oman?
Oman chips.
Favorite book and movie?
Oh my gosh. Oh no, this is a tough one. There's so many favorite movies. Oh no. Gosh. Oh. Can I pass on that, because there's so many that I could do, and also not to. I know they're quick fire, but sometimes at certain times in your life, a book is meaningful, and then it's replaced by another book that becomes more meaningful, then another book that becomes more meaningful. So it's difficult to say, the one book, because there are at least 10 books at certain times in my life became the book that I would say the best book. So I won't answer that question.
So describe Gcet in one word.
Gcet, I would say, is in one word, we're trying to deliver quality. Okay, so in one word, I would say quality. But of course, quality comes both ways. It's quality from the student experience and quality from the graduates as well when they come out. But I would say quality, main one.
And for our final question, what color is your toothbrush?
My toothbrush is purple. It's this colour. This is the official colour of Gcet, purple. Or sometimes people call it mauve, but I would say purple. Yeah. So purple is the colour of Gcet. My mother, she, bless her soul, she's no longer here, but my mother's favourite colour was purple. My favourite colour is purple in the shirt. Gcet, before I came, their colour is purple. And my toothbrush, coincidentally, is purple.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and thank you, you know, and I
Thank
really
you for your
appreciate
time.
it. No, it's a pleasure. And
It was an honor having you.
I love what you're doing, and you let me know who you're interviewing next.
Something cheesy like this. That's a wrap on our very first episode of What Color is Your Toothbrush? We hope you enjoyed hanging out with us and got a little glimpse into students' life at Gcet. Huge thanks to everyone who tuned in, and special shout out to Miss Joanne, the creative force who made this podcast possible. Don't forget to follow us, share with your friends, and join us again in 2 weeks for more real talk, student stories, and few surprises. Until next time, keep brushing and keep listening.